In this session, we will go over the transform functions in Maya. Transform consists of three tools: move, rotate, and scale. Since these functions are the foundation for all tasks in modeling, rigging, and animation, it is crucial to understand them accurately. First, let's look at the Move tool. If you double-click the Move tool in the left toolbar, the Tool Settings window will open. By default, the axis is set to Object Mode. Object Mode moves the object based on its own local axes. Now, let's change this setting to World Mode. However, in the current state, the change in the axes is not very noticeable. So, let's switch back to Object Mode and press the E key to rotate the object. After rotating it, when you return to the Move tool, you can see that the axes are aligned based on the rotated direction, not the original orientation. If you switch back to World Mode in this state, the axes will align according to Maya's world coordinate system. To sum up, world follows the reference axes of the scene, while object follows the axes of the object itself. Now, let's select the Rotate tool. The default value is also Object Mode. If you change to World Mode while in Rotate, it will always rotate based on the world coordinate system, regardless of the object's orientation. Switching back to Object Mode will align the rotation gizmo along the object's orientation. As you can see, the direction of rotation changes depending on which coordinate system you set, so it is important to be aware of the current reference axis. If you want to go back to the initial state, you can reset it by entering 0 for the rotate values in the channel box and pressing Enter. Next up is the Scale tool. With the object selected, press R on your keyboard to activate the Scale tool. Scale also has differences between world and object modes. You won't notice a big difference when it's facing the default direction. So let's rotate the object first and then use the Scale tool. In World Mode, the gizmo stays aligned with the world axes. If you switch to Object Mode, the gizmo will align with the object's orientation. Therefore, it is important to always check the coordinate system reference in the tool settings. Now, let's talk about the pivot. The pivot is the central point that serves as the reference when an object is rotated or scaled. To change the pivot, press the D or Insert key on your keyboard. This will allow you to move the pivot. Let's move the pivot. Now, this position becomes the new reference point for rotation and scaling. Therefore, when you rotate or scale the object, it will transform based on the relocated pivot, not the original center. Next, let's look at how to move the pivot to a precise location. While holding down the D key, let's press the V key. V stands for Point Snap. Holding down V while moving allows you to snap the pivot to the vertices of the object. This time, let's press the X key. X stands for Grid Snap. While holding down X, you can snap the pivot to the grid. This feature is highly useful when precise alignment is required. If you want to return the pivot back to the center of the object, select Modify Center Pivot from the top menu. This will move the pivot back to the center of the object. Let's summarize. Transform is the foundation of all tasks in Maya. It is essential to accurately understand the differences between move, rotate, and scale, as well as the coordinate system references and the pivot concept. That's it for this tutorial. If you found this helpful, please subscribe and hit the bell for more Maya tutorials. Thanks.